After what feels like a long while, due to unforeseen events causing me to skip stream on Saturday, finally back with Metroid Prime. And the thing, just look at that, only 48% complete, I just realized looking at this. Yeah, and just based kind of on how progress has been overall, I'm pretty sure this will be a thing where it's like just 2 more parts and it will be done. So yeah, let's just get right back into it. Okay. So yeah, remembering all that we did last time, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Most importantly, the gravity suit, that lovely, lovely purple. Which admittedly looks a lot bluer on my CRT than it does on the stream, but then again, that's just kind of how it is with difference in how color range is handled. It is what it is. Yep. It's all still familiar. Ah, where'd that beetle go? Oh my god. Oh wow, look at that. Oh man. How many more spins can that missile do? Oh, that's it. Oh. I gotta rewind that. I got, like, after stream, I gotta, like, look back through that and just see how many full rotations around that space pirate that missile went. Because that was a lot. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, can't forget this. Yep. Today's session already off to a good start. Got a nice bit of unexpected physics thrown my way. Fortunately, not at my expense, really. It's all good. Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, and of course can't forget the Ice Beam. Wonderfully powerful, if not a bit slow. Just how these are balanced. There we are. Just need to, now I'm pretty sure, if I recall, we need to get to Section A. Ah, come on. There. Another fantastic way of dealing with these auto turrets, besides overloading them with a wave beam. Just one free shot is enough to kind of keep them in line for a while. Now, if only this will open. Oh wait, no, that's right. I completely forgot. Duh. We got a whole lot of thermal visor puzzles going on. Okay. New creature, Talon Crab. Yeah. Yeah, just keep... There. Now we get the actual good music here in the Sunken Frigate. Well, let's see. There we go. Only 3 tries. It might seem annoying, but I do at least, like, understand and appreciate that they made it, like, difficult to land a free shot on any of, like, the flying pirates. Like, outside of specific circumstances, because otherwise just freezing them in midair only to blow them up with a missile is, like, way overpowering. For sure. Now then. Another one of these puzzles. That's 3. 4th one is a bit up, closer to the door. But yeah. I like this area. It makes for like a nice, nice version of like, it's basically meant to be Retro's own spin, like on the crashed space pirate ship from Super Metroid, which, funny, if you always did go through like at the halfway point and was basically the prelude to when you went into Meridia. And yeah. And I guess like the and I guess like the way that this ended up working out for me was just, it always felt like they were very much like just combining like the underwater exploration of Meridia with the mood of like the crashed ship. And they keep it short enough because, like, what this is a prelude to is obviously, like, another area that is, like, not at all, like, it does not have an analog to Super Metroid, you know? Kind of similarly to how it is with, like, with Phendrana Drifts, how, like, that's, like, an entire biome that is unlike anything that was ever seen in a Metroid game prior. Ah, come on. Oh, I just blindly shot that. That's funny. There we go. More energy. Yeah, I know where I'm going, game. Yeah, honestly, you know, more than that I think about it, especially since I literally have, like, a cheat sheet on hand for, like, the order in which to go about scanning things, like... Just turn this off. I can make my way around fine. Thank you. Ow, god damn it. Right. So yeah, those are the first two. Last one, unsurprisingly, is up closest to the door. I like how they give you an opportunity to, like, if you somehow missed it the other times prior, here's like an easy spot to just get a regular Space Pirate scan. Even though it is dead and, like, in a very unique position in that it is just dead in the water. And speaking of water, pretty good water physics and rendering on this all around. I mean, unsurprisingly, just like everything else in this game, it, like, every part of it manages to just look unreal for, like, the time period that this came out in. Alright. We're in the transit hall. So, okay. No, I know what to look for next. Oh. Yeah, might as well do that. Do it that way. And also just keep doing these because, like, for every major room in this frigate, there's basically some, like, thermal visor switch puzzle you need to solve. And, like, it always feels like it's just enough as far as, like, the amount that they require you to do. There we go. There's the aqua drone. There we go. Now then. Okay, so that puzzle's solved, but we also need to get a... I believe it's a missile tank that's around here somewhere. Yep. Okay. Yeah, now the max capacity should be 135. We're almost near the end. And Sue will be on to one of the more... I don't know if complex is the right way to describe Phazon Mines. It might be. It definitely feels most involved, as far as what I remember. Oh wait, no. What am I doing? Come on. Yep, just do this. And that's like another thing that like makes Wave Buster one of my absolute favorites. It's like you can lock on to a completely different enemy than the one you started like firing it at, and like the beam will still connect to like that earlier one. As long as they, like, remain in your general field of view, it all works. That's the best part. God, these charge beam combos are so good. And they're even crazier with like what they come up with for them in Prime 2 of all things. Which is kind of funny because like I noted before how like a good number of like almost all like the beams that you pick up that are exclusive to Prime 2 are all, they feel like just reskins of specific beam types you got in this game. You know, Dark Beam was just ice, Light Beam was just thermal, or plasma, whichever you call it. I was getting mixed up. I guess I'll... No, wait. Oh, never mind. The game literally says it. It's Plasma Beam. Whatever. So, Biotech Research Area 1. There we go. Got the Aqua Sac. Oh yeah, and here's another one in case you, for some reason, missed another opportunity to get the space pirate log. All right. Okay, actually, oh boy, now that we're at this part, I'm now remembering this puzzle it expects you to do. Ah, too early. Yeah. Yeah, you thought it was easy doing regular bomb jumping in this game. Try bomb jumping when you've got, like, got water physics that almost make it like feel more like low gravity. I mean, admittedly, like if I were to just do this normally, like in any other spot, it wouldn't launch me this high. It's just this particular room because of like the air bubbles that are going up. I'm basically riding those upward is the idea. It feels so nice being able to just use this ice beam on, like, on those gel saps, or whatever they're called, just because they only open their weak point for a specific time. Okay, seedling. And now we got that groovy Talon overworld music, but we're gonna have to leave it. Intense radiation. Yeah, that is intense. Those seedlings are kind of annoying though, just because it's like so difficult to see where those like needles are coming from, and like they can't. It's hard to dodge because of their homing properties. There we go. Phazon Mines East. Time to get in there. Time to check out the bad ideas mine. Where a bunch of horrible, no good, very bad ideas are being made to happen by the space pirates. Okay. There we go. God, just look at all that. Like, this is just the part of, like, the environmental storytelling of the game, where if you've been paying attention to, like, the environment as well as the logs providing extra details, it's like here you finally realize what all this talk of poison and Phazon was about. And it's this awful place. Okay. First things first. There's some turrets around here, some new ones that need scanning. Yeah. Yep, nope, not right now. I think... No, wait, no, that's not the save point, is it? I forget. Nope, yep, it totally is. Okay. Access granted. Good. We're gonna try super missiles on these. Yep. Sometimes just the simplest charge beam combo is what you need. Dual control force field. Yep, so there's them. We can go in if we want, but I'm pretty sure there's definitely something that we could do up here still. Something for some more missiles. There. Okay, that's all three. Oh yeah, that's right. They still had like, God, it is so easy to forget that even before stuff like Havoc and like other like procedural like physics middleware became a thing. Like, it's easy to forget that, like, some people, like, some developers still put in the effort to have, like, a effective and simple, like physics system, especially ones that could, like, apply to, like, ragdolls on enemies. You know, obviously it's, and even then, it's, like, those are probably, like, even rarer. Like, it's a lot easier to find, like, old games that have, like, a built-in physics systems for, like, moving objects, like crates or whatever, that, like, that aren't designed to, like, move arbitrarily. It's like, no, they operate under, like, reasonable laws of physics that are programmed into the game. You know, something that you'd see in, like, a Looking Glass game of the time. But here, now, it's more like, nah, just, like, we can, like, apply that same physics model to, like, enemy corpses. Alright. Yep. There. Now we got the crane moving. And all this just for a missile expansion. I mean, it's more than just that, actually. I'm pretty sure it's like, if I recall, the thing that's on the underside of like the crane itself, that looks like a grapple point, which can be very useful once we actually get the grapple beam. Or maybe not. I might be misremembering things. There. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't go through the big gate as Samus. You just open up the smaller color-coded. Okay. Yep, knew it. Oh, look at that. Blew both of them up. How nice. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, oh god, that's the other cool thing I just remembered about this. Like, this is where they start bringing back the idea of, like, scanning these switches to, like, manually turn off the defense turrets. You know, it's something that you just got briefly introduced to as part of the frigate in the opening. God, yeah, that's always such a cool bit. But now you're something where it's like, they introduce a concept that, because this is a fairly simple game, as it were, it's like, hold on. Wait, is that not it? I thought it was. No, Shadow Pirate. Yeah, okay, that's right. These aren't the ones I'm thinking about. No, it's just this. This introduces a concept for enemies to try and give, like, extra incentive to using certain weapons in a way that is, like, certainly extremely arbitrary feeling. But I'm not faulting it in this game nearly as much as I would in, like, other games that do it, because, like, combat really isn't the focus of the game anyway. It's just, like, an extra thing to do in order to, like, remind you that you still have these tools. You might know what it is I'm alluding to once we get to it. Any moment now. Yep, here it is. Yep, there it is, the Wave Trooper, armed with Wave Beam technology. Yeah, like, they at least explain this idea with a funny enough idea that is, like, fitting and in line with the pirates, where it's like, yeah, they got Samus's, like, weapon data and reverse engineered it, except they were idiots about it, so they made themselves, like, weak to the same exact weapon they use. Yeah, which is why I had the Wave Beam kind of, like, ready to go. Yeah, but that also means, like, I can't really, like, use missiles to, like, supplement my combat against them the way I would like. Not unless I use them as part of a charge combo. I mean, it's kind of dumb, but at the same time, it's like this game isn't trying to, like, build itself around a very in-depth combat system. It's all in service of, like, a greater whole, so I can't be too mad at it. Especially because, like, the games following this don't even go for this same thing again. It's like, yeah, like Prime 2, you have light and dark weapons, but, like, and they obviously, one works better against one type than the other, but it's at least... It at least makes more sense, obviously, because it's two factions instead of one faction with 4 color variants. Not to mention that, like, that I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, of all the things that I do and do not remember about Prime 2, I am very confident in saying that they do not have an enemy type in Prime 2 that is only susceptible to, like, a certain beam type. And then, of course, Prime 3 didn't have different beams that you had to switch to. It just had hyper mode, so then the incentive was, like, just fight normal enemies with normal weapons until they go berserk with Phazon, and then just, like, just go with, like, overwhelming firepower at the risk of your own health. Just kind of how it is. I'm trying to remember. There. Okay, so I don't think it's this tunnel. It's another that I remember where it is, like, there are a bunch of turrets that you're then expected to Like, either just charge through them head on like an idiot, or be more observant and find like a morph ball tunnel that lets you get around to the opposite end and like activate the switch that turns them off. Nice. Okay, nothing else in here. Elite research. Bendezium, so we can't... Yeah, we're not going to be doing anything with that just yet. Pirate data. Actual Project Helix experiments with space pirate embryos were disastrous. Of course it was. You're messing with Phazon. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I accidentally let go of L. But yeah, eventually they figured out a way to like make it work more in their favor. But it's still ultimately very bad. Shoulder-mounted plasma, artillery cannon, repulsion shield, wave quake projector, and energy siphoning system, retractable rest bayonets. Yeah. At the very least, I'll give them credit that they like figured out that they need like a well-rounded arsenal to work with if they're gonna like make these enemies like a powerful asset. Okay. There. Actually, hold on. I think I just realized maybe like those two pirates I blew up at the bottom. I thought they were just regular ones, but maybe they were supposed to be like the power troopers, because they're another color-coded variant that you're expected to fight only with like power beam and missiles, you know? Which I guess in a way is almost like almost feels unnecessary, since that's like the basic weapon you're still expected to use very often, but what do I know? No, no. No, I think they're back up there. Yeah. There we go. They do like to evade quite a bit. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh god, that's right. Even when it's just like the regular power troopers, like regular missiles still don't work. I guess that's the one thing where it's like, thinking about it more, it's why I'm not too hot on it. But not to the point that it makes me like despise going through this game. It's because of the fact that like missiles in general are not effective regardless of the beam type. Unless you use them as part of a charge combo. Which, you know, that sucks, but again, can't fault it too much just because, well, for everything I've said, it's not even like the combat's not the core focus of this, and they don't even bring back this concept for future games. Oh yeah, that's right. Now... Okay. Now we could go through there, obviously, but one of these other walls, as you'd expect, probably has like some secrets, so we're gonna take advantage of that. Oh wow, 2 for 1, nice. But no, I'm pretty... Yeah, it's one of these remaining 3. Just gonna go through all of these walls until we got it. Nope, not those. Oh, okay. That's fine by me. We still got the one we needed anyway. I probably could have done a better job of remembering that that's where that missile was. Okay. That's everything in here. Alright, research access. Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. Completely forgot. Again, it's like you have to hold R, not L, to magnetize to those tracks. But here we are. Here we are at a pretty neat room. At least super missiles work because, again, it's a charge combo that's with the power beam. So that works out, I think, by and large. Although, goddamn, I have taken a lot of damage. Like, this is a part of the game where it's like, yeah, if you've not been collecting like every single one of those energy tanks as you come across them where readily available, you're gonna have a very bad day going through here. I imagine it would still be like significantly easier, maybe, if you were like playing this on the like the trilogy version. But yeah. Okay. This is at least like a very neat puzzle because it is like you manipulate each section of this cylinder in order to line up the where it goes. So yeah, that is properly connected. Or maybe that wasn't quite it. Shit. Oh yeah, that's right. Because, yeah, it's a bit of back and forth with this one. I think. Hold on, I gotta double check again because it's like I can't do anything. Do anything else of that. No, hold on. Okay, no, I just remembered. Right, okay. Yeah, it's not yellow I need to take, it's red. Still cool, all things considered, even when you're refiguring things out. And this, and even like this concept of like the sort of like puzzle rooms that Retro gets up to in the Prime games, it still doesn't compare to what they come up with in like the later games. They get that much more involved. And Right, yeah, and we can't go up any further because we don't have a Powerbomb to break it. So we're just gonna go through here. Yeah, elevator access. Ah. There we go. Now to go to level 2 of the mines. Oh yeah, look at that. God, that's right. We've like I just remember now. It's like the part that we can go. There's like a part of like the map we could technically have gone to if we wanted, which is like the impact site of the crater. We can't obviously go inside there yet, but we can like go to where that is and basically get introduced early to like the idea of like the Chozo artifacts that we need to hunt down. And like that little elevator down gives you a sense of like where everything is connected in space, because this has to be very close to where that meteor was. All right. Elite control access. There we go. Huh! Yeah. Yeah, that ambush was a failure, wasn't it, boys? Yeah, but now, here we are. Elite control. Here's where we got a lot of lore, actually, that we can get to. But only after this mini-boss. The Elite Pirate. There we go. Incredibly strong armored, well-armed, potent foes. Their energy siphon system absorbs beam weapon shots, which they use to fuel a massive plasma artillery cannon. Nature of the system makes them vulnerable to concussion-based weapons. It's effective in close combat and at a distance. Their massive size can be a weakness, and their sluggish speed allows for evasion and quick attacks. Yep, there's all... Yeah. And, of course, we can also scan the artillery cannon. Extreme thermal signature due to lack of shielding. Cannon connected to energy siphon systems to augment performance. Avoid beam weapon fire when energy siphon unit is active. Yeah, and that obviously was like your cue to switch to the thermal visor. Okay, yeah. Yep. So now it's just a matter of just hitting them when they're in the middle of an attack so that they can't try and siphon energy that's going to not go anywhere. Yeah. Come on. There we go. And there you go. That's how you deal with the elite pirates. Okay. Still got more. Yep, okay. Freaking ice dudes. Man. They're... just because of the exploitable weakness they have, they're pretty much the easiest of, like, the color-coded enemies to deal with. Because, like, you just do this. Like, what chance do they have? They clearly should have realized by this point that, like, this method of reverse engineering, like, my abilities was a bad idea. The cons clearly outweigh the pros that they're getting from this, especially when their weapons don't even, like, reflect, like, what my, they don't even represent properly, like, what the sort of element or like beam type is that their armor's like covered in. It's just silly. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 pieces of lore. Hopefully I can recognize all of these. Security command issued an all points alert. After the fall of Zebes, the alert concerns Bioform Samus Aran, known as the Hunter. A considerable bounty will go to the unit who delivers Aran to command. Dead or alive, it matters not. Man, God, that really is like the earliest sign of Retro's involvement in this series, where they actually knew what the fuck a bounty hunter was when Nintendo did not. Like, that's more or less what it is. Like, especially with like the matter of dead or alive, you know? Because not every like bounty that like a hunter goes for like in reality is necessarily one that is supposed to be dead. Sometimes it's just there for like they just need this person captured and taken somewhere. Test subject ZD, hereafter referred to as Metroid Prime. Hey, title drop. Recently discovered in a cavern by mining crews, it quickly dispatched the miners, eventually contained. Once contained, we were able to begin studies. The results have been astonishing. Genetically similar to Metroids on a highly evolved level. Yeah, it's not even really a Metroid. They just call it that because they saw its abilities and were like, these are kind of like Metroids, we'll just call it that. Yeah. Though, weirdly, still some amount of susceptibility to cold, even though I think that's like something that, especially as the series goes on with Phazon, that does not matter one bit. Okay. Yeah, so those are like the 2 pieces of pirate lore in this room out of 8. And is this the one? Yes, yes. Oh, this is the log. This is the best. This is them like explaining further if you weren't paying attention to like the enemy scans. It's like, yeah, we attempted to reverse engineer Samus's arsenal based off of data they acquired. It's slow but steady. They managed to finally get like they were able to reverse engineer her beam weapons, but did so poorly. It's the rest, though, that they talk about that is, like, real messed up for them. Like, they were, like, yeah. Aran's power suit technology remains a mystery, especially the curious morph ball function. All attempts at duplicating it have ended in disaster. 4 test subjects were horribly broken and twisted when they engaged our prototypes. Science team wisely decided to move on afterwards. How Morph Ball works is just one of those mysteries of the Metroid universe that everyone is like, how does she do it? And like, not only does she not explain it, nor do the Chozo really explain it. I probably doubt that even she knows how it works, just that it does and it only works for her, and it's better that way. Yeah, sizable bounty for capture or termination. Exactly. Again, my point. They knew what bounty hunting was, and it had only freaked out Nintendo a little when it got time to like them making Prime 3, and we're like, yeah, we kind of want to have this system in place where you're actually like doing bounty hunting, and they're like, isn't that what she does? No, bounty hunters do this stuff for money, and it's like, oh God. Okay. Anyway, 3 out of 8. Okay. Yeah, I think the rest might be up here. Let's see. Been numerous incidents involving spectral studies. Okay. Oh, okay. This is about the ghosts. All right. Swift attacks from nowhere. Brief sightings of the enemy. Nothing. Only by another attack. Yep. Yep. We've already been through that. It's real annoying. Not lethal, just annoying. We'll make them pay for such arrogance, or even ghosts can be destroyed. Just picturing like security footage of like a pirate going into a room where there's Chozo ghosts and just like just verbally taunting them so hard before eventually just getting blasted halfway across the room. Subject Metroid Prime's breach has been contained. Reports indicate it sensed a large batch of raw Phazon in the labs from within its stasis tank and broke through the glass. Yeah. Yeah, it had no problem assimilating these weapons because it started to use them to murder us all. And of course, you look at it and go, oh wow, it can do that? Let's study it even more. Just, no, guys, you don't know what you're doing. Results are in from field studies on extinct bioform group Chozo. I believe the town 4 was once a stronghold, brought low by the meteor strike. Yeah. Space pirates. Like, not a single one of them is a conservationist unless it is for the purposes of war. Alright. Particularly interested in a number of curious Chozo artifacts. Concept that is clearly going to become more and more important as we get near the end, because, like, we need those to beat the game. We are unable to harness them in any way. Science teams attempting to fuse them together with Phazon. Oh my god. I forgot that one line. The line that just, like, cements the idiocy of this group. It's like, it doesn't do this thing that we wanted to do? Try adding Phazon to it. Let's see if that changes it. Like, Phazon is just now their new be-all, end-all. Add this to existing thing and see what happens. So stupid. Okay, and this should be the last of the pirate data that we got here. Metroid Prime continues to feed and grow ever larger in the crater caves. Hunger knows no bounds, yada yada. Armor plating on its epidermis and mechanical outgrowths that generate defense screens. Render it vulnerable to most weapon systems, but a flaw in the mutation leads to increased vulnerability to certain weapons. It compensates for this by shifting the screening quickly. Before they... Yeah, they're worried about that, and not about correcting it for themselves, because I take it, putting 2 and 2 together, this is supposed to give you an idea that, like, their idea of reverse engineering might have been based on just, like, still using Prime's, like, particular quirks as, like, as a means for, like, for making stuff work on their end. Whatever, it's all silly. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right. This little bit in the ventilation shaft. Yeah. Basically just gotta get out of here. Come on. Load. Thank you. Oh. We got activity. Okay. Ooh! Oh, okay, that wasn't quite a double kill. Oh, yeah, but just look at this. I'm already, like, losing so much health. No, no, I didn't. Why did you engage Morph Ball Samus, please? Okay, more pirate data. God, I hope I can get close to like a place to heal, which I think is the save room, because yeah, that's what it does, I believe. Elite Pirates Upsilon's propensity for Phazon been enabled our research team to infuse it far beyond our safety restrictions. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Yep. So yeah, this is all the data we've been scanning, like that one for the Omega Pirates, and then previous ones we had seen for like the for like Metroid Prime. Like all of that is relevant to explaining, hey, this is these are bosses that you're going to be going up against eventually. Yeah, 74%. Clearly not high enough. It needs to be 100% at best, really. Okay, but we need to move on. If I recall. Yep. Okay, here we are. Central Dynamo. We got one thing of importance that we need to get here, and that's the Powerbomb. No, no. Oh, God. Nope, nope, nope. Please don't. Oh, God. This is bad. Bad, bad. Oh, jeez. And unfortunately with this particular drone, I cannot scan it. And I lack the proper visor to actually deal with it because, like, it doesn't give off a thermal signature. Okay. I at least took care of that. That's kind of important, but... Jeez, man. I've been taking such a beating going through this section, you know? Like, I've not even gone to another save point since actually, like, arriving. Or maybe I actually did get to one that was, like, partway through, but it wasn't enough. Yeah, so I'm needing to take this very, very fucking slow. Just, oh my god. Yeah. An important thing to remember as well, take advantage of the puzzles to, the puddles rather, to short out. To kind of like short out some of those beams. That's something that like I remember for the longest time when I first played this game and got to this puzzle. I was so confused by it, and I feel like a lot of people were confused about it. Like I guess you were supposed to deduce from there is like because you're only limited to like very select things in Morph Ball, which really the only thing being a bomb. It's like, okay, then we'll just do that. But it's kind of hard to really think about that unless you're, like, at your wit's end. There we go. Finally. Okay, is this the save? Yes. Okay, good. Oh my god. God, just less than an hour in the mines, just going through it non-stop. Not really stopping for long, and not getting a whole lot of energy back from enemies, but at least we made it here. I'm at least proud to say that the only death I have incurred during this whole playthrough still remains, it's still, at the end of the day, is me stupidly dying to that hive totem. Okay. Also, like, I'm now just realizing something, actually. When I saw the ice trooper a little while ago, I didn't even think to... Oh. Oh, okay. Yep, this is exactly the hallway I was talking about earlier, funny enough. Yep, that's how it goes. But yeah, I completely forgot to scan the ice trooper when I first saw him, just because I saw the opportunity to just completely wreck them with a single shot missile. Actually, hold on. I'm pretty sure... Oh, God, I just remembered. I'm not even supposed to go this way, I think. Yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to go back to the Dynamo access. Oh, but here... Oh, just as I was talking about it. Thank you. Oh, that wasn't even the target I was aiming for, but that works. And I think I accidentally, like, absorbed Powerbomb ammo. Oh, but never mind. I got a chance to scan it. Okay, we're up to date again. This is good. God, but just everything still deals so much damage. It's insane. More first-person platforming that is still very solid considering its reputation. And the fact that people today still think whenever it shows up in modern games that has the same reputation as it did before is even more absurd. Like, sure, like, just... Yeah, we're just gonna act like that we haven't figured out how to, like, make that feel better as games gone on, with stuff like Doom 2016 and Eternal as clear examples of that. Oh, we got another one. There we go. Yeah, well, obviously, dealing with these guys with the optimal strategy ain't too exciting. But hey, at least when you got the turret out of the way, just 2 super missiles is all you need on these guys. Now then. Oh. Okay. And of course, we can't leave without getting the map. Yep. This thing's multi-level, man. It's crazy. Alright, now we can go back to that ventilation shaft. Because we got another thing that this Powerbomb is very useful for. There. Now we can flush this. We're not taking acidic damage. Whew. And hey, a free energy tank. That's very nice. Okay, so trying to remember, where do we need to go next? Oh yeah, that's right, up top I think, in order to get to elite control. So yeah, do one of these. Feels like for the first time in a long while, but still fun. I still hear the music. They're clearly around somewhere. Yep. Of course. God, these shadow pirates are so weak when you put them right up next to the other enemies we've been dealing with all like the different like colored armor. But yeah, now I believe we just gotta make our way a bit back up top. There's like one more like new ability that we need to get. Oh wow, it's just going up on the elevator. I completely didn't even realize that it just causes you to slightly sink. It's something that never really shows up as a problem if you're going down on an elevator, but oh well. Like, player objects trying to interact appropriately, like on moving objects, like elevators, is always like a fickle thing in games. It's why they're often used as loading screens, and like they just have them so completely enclosed that you can't even see what is like what floors you're going through, because they're literally unloading and loading in like more parts of the level. But hey, we can finally clear this rubble. Actually, hold on. Oh, never mind. That is lined up exactly where it needs to. Good, good, good. Ah, nailed it. Nailed that blind jump. Look at me. I'm a pro. Perfect. Now to head all the way up and get our Grapple Beam. Finally. Look at that. Finally. No real fancy animation that makes you even think that it's specifically for that. I guess just because it's like they had all these other animations they could have reused for any time you got like a new weapon and other things, but not really for the ones that like are designed with like movement utility in mind, I guess. But that's how it is. That's how it goes. And should this might be all the research scans. Or not. Huh. I'll have to double check some things. Oh, wait. Oh, I guess it is all that. I guess it's just... Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess the game just doesn't tell you that, hey, you got 100% in this category. It's just the only percentage that, like, tells you about, I think, is more like in terms of, like, overall cumulative percentage. Like, on everything. So we're already here, waste disposal. And look at that! All the way back out here. Just pick off these guys. Yeah, as erratic as their shots clearly are, I do appreciate... Oh, god damn it! No! It's okay, I can still probably get back up there, but yeah, it's like... I appreciate, like, even when they're erratic, that, like, the Space Pirates projectiles, you know, they are designed to not be hit scan. Oh, god. Why did I... I should have scanned that. You know, fuck it. I'm going all the way back around again. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back around, work my way back up to the ore processing, use that again, actually scan the target just because I get the sense that like it's gonna be very important for me to like if I want to quickly get back to up to that door if I so desire. Because the more entrances that are readily available, the better. Because Phazon Mines runs very deep. Oh wow. I can just feel like the game speed here struggling to work. It's funny just thinking about it, like you normally don't think about it that much in the case of Metroid Prime, just because like it's so very often ran at 60 FPS like as the bare minimum. But that was really only when it had like it didn't have this amount of like projectiles and explosions and particle effects to worry about at a given time. Oh well. Okay, anyone else? Yeah. There. Yeah, just how much closer to ore processing? Yes. Oh my god. He just like dodged forward and just completely avoided the trajectory of that freaking missile. But then again, I guess looking at it from like a second time, I guess that makes sense because of like the lack of heat. No, wait, hold on. They're organic targets. They still have a heat signature even when I go into thermal vision, so that doesn't make any freaking sense. Oh, who cares? Yeah, just all this. Yeah. And now we're at the point where like every time we're getting we're making progress, enemies are now getting swapped out in these rooms as we go back through them. Actually, the more I think about it, that kind of now understanding more, I think, like what Mike Wicken was talking about when he was describing like the design process for this game and like kind of how they set everything up. Whereas like they described basically like he essentially broke it down where like the like every time you acquired a new power, something that would be like useful for progress in the game, it basically sent out like a ping to like every room that was like manually scripted to change based on like when you acquired that item. I guess now thinking about like how he described it, it makes more sense as an explanation for why they like change up the enemies as you go back through these old rooms. Because it's like because like I guess like the scripting point is less the thing is less about whether you reach a certain room or like defeat a certain boss. It's more like, no, you get a specific item, you know, which makes enough sense because it's like you as Samus grow more powerful, naturally there now needs to be more enemies to like compensate for that increased power. That makes sense. Yeah, Mike Wicken is a genius. I mean, unsurprisingly, like pretty much like all those like major players, developers at Retro were just geniuses. And I'm pretty sure even the ones that Retro has now are still pretty good. I mean, like, yeah, like people left the company over time, sure, but it's But even like with the way that it was described between, especially by devs over there, that like it feels hard to assume that like Retro's success was entirely dependent on a few very specific people. It's more like they had like a lot of people that like shared like those same standards and held them up. Oh yeah. Anyway. In fact, I could actually just double check. Yep, of course. Yeah, once you climb back up here, you could just do this to like get like a quick shortcut. But that's not. And I just realized now that, like, in my hurry to go back to ore processing and go through that and, like, properly, like, adjust the crane controls, I completely forgot that there's a spot in here with a missile expansion. I can just find... Oh, yeah. Right here. Bendezium. Powerbomb we go. Got it. Okay, main quarry, quarry access, yeah. Now we just gotta go back to Talon Overworld South. Don't worry, we'll be back in the mines soon enough. Depending, who knows. It's still gonna take quite a while to get through all this game for 100%. So much so that it's had me contemplating whether or not I should add like Friday streams back into my schedule. Because there was a time that I did do those, but I had to like sometime around August or like end of August, you know, barring certain events like, you know, like playing No More Heroes 3 when that came out for all throughout the weekend. I think it was something after that. At the very least in September, I was like, I needed to scale back on it just because like I was feeling a bit of extra exhaustion from work that I felt it was like really hindering my ability to do any more, like to like really just get the ball rolling as soon as I get home from work to like do another stream like this, which also contributes to why like Wednesday and Saturdays they take place in like the late morning on my end, because like it's a lot easier to work with when you have that energy from shortly after waking up. So it might work, and depending on like how everything goes by the end, it's like ideally I would like to have this game all done by Wednesday, especially since, you know, like I generally have more hours to work with on a Wednesday stream compared to Monday nights. And if that works, like maybe with Friday I could just go straight into streaming Prime 2. Just get started on that. Okay. No, that's not actually the right tunnel I need. I need to go higher. Oh, come on. I didn't... How did you not let me jump? What the hell? Okay. But this is a cool little bit they do with the spider ball. Yeah, you could drop straight down, but if you're still holding to the left, you can just do that. Okay, now it's this. Life Grove Tunnel. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm remembering this now. Yeah. Nice. Oh. There we go. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, finally. X-ray visor. We got this. And this is one of the cooler moments they do for you get a new power, now get to use it. Like this room. Seems like a dead end, right? Fake walls. And we obviously got the Powerbomb earlier, so... Look at that. Okay. And another artifact. Ah. You're not gonna let me... Fine. There we go. Ah, wow, and that's only our third. That's only the third artifact we've gotten up to this point. Now I just need to get back up top. Ah, yeah, there it is. Now, I'm also kind of positive that we're going to have, like, some Chozo ghosts eventually kind of, like, show up to try and keep us from leaving. But that's alright, because now that we've got X-ray visor, it's like these encounters with them are going to be a lot less annoying. They're still going to be plentiful. Arguably more than they need to, but at least now you have, like, better tools for dealing with their horse shit. And here they are, like, right on cue. What the? There, yeah. Just super missile everything. Okay, seriously, where are you? Alright, that's 2 out of 3. Where's the other asshole? There we go. Whole lot of missiles spent, but worth it. I still gotta climb all the way back up, though. But yeah, God, it's just... It is so relieving once you get to this point with the X-ray visor, and it's like... It just makes those encounters, like, so much less of a hassle. Also, because we do have the X-ray visor, I can highlight the thing that I'd already been talking about. Unless... Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. Like, Samus's right arm. You can see her holding up the horns for the ice beam. And then just open palm for the wave beam. And then just the regular hand formation for power beam with like the index and middle finger open. Yeah. Kind of hard to see, but when you finally notice it, it's like it's the sort of thing that like further solidifies for you. It's like, oh man, retro studios are just the most attention or detail oriented like developers out there. At the very least, like one of the best about it when it comes to like Nintendo games. Okay. So now we're back in the Great Tree Hall. There should be a spot that we can open that is blocked by an X-ray visor. Ah, yes. Invisible platforms. And like a way that they do things to try and hint that there's something possibly there. We got floating raindrops, like just hitting some invisible surface. It's genius. God bless Retro Studios, man. God, why do they have to be so good? All right. But now we got to go back to the Chozo Ruins. I believe that's next. Yep. Really love just how the elevators that go to like new parts of different areas just open up over time. Really does a good job of reminding you that, oh yeah, even though you spend a whole lot of time in a particular area, it's like, you're not done with it. Far from it, man. Okay, here we are. Transport access south. Ah, yes. Making our way back to the reflecting pool. Yep, okay. So we just gotta make our way back over to where the furnace is. Though we could also make another pit stop at the save station. Okay. There we go. Now, hopefully on the way back we're not getting assaulted by any more Chozo ghosts. At least not in this room coming up. But then again, I still forget some of the finer details of this stuff the further in you get. Oh god, of course. Of course it's this. Ah, come on. Just give me some space to use super missiles. Ah. Well, at least that's one. That's two. Ah. Dodged it. Are you kidding? Oh my god, stay still. Oh, dear. Give me some missiles back, please. No? Oh, well. That's fine, because we got a missile refill over here. Like, one of the very, very few places where you can even get it. Outside of your ship. Like, who seriously thought this? Now this should lead back to the furnace. Yep, East Furnace access. We're on our way. Because in the furnace, there's a spot where that we could clearly power bomb. Oh my god, more of these. Oh god. Okay, now I'm remembering again, like, the annoying part about dealing with Chozo ghosts. It's not the part, like, it's the because they know now that you have the X-ray visor, they are throwing more of these at you. I completely forgot that that's how they ramp these up. Oh, jeez. Okay. But that's out of the way. Ooh, close one. Now to be very careful. I'll bomb these if necessary. Yep. That's honestly the safest way to do it. Not like how they show it in the Attract demo. Where it's like, you just have to, like, avoid, keep going around them no matter what. When it's like, no, there's a better way of doing it. Because, like, their cycles are just fast enough that, like, it's not difficult to, like, plant a bomb in advance. And there we go. Missile expansion. West Furnace access. Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, energy core, core access, gathering hall. Right, watery hall's next. We're definitely at the part of, like, the collection checklist where it's like, in order to make sure that, like, I'm on track to where I have to go, it's like I have to look at the order of rooms that I know is going to lead me to the next place that has, like, the following, like, item pickup. All right. There we are. Just head on down. Mm-hmm. Just some chill item collecting with just one of the chillest tracks of the game. Like, it's the sort of thing where it would have been so easy for them to just go straight into, like, a a Brinstar remix from Super Metroid, considering they already did like a remix of Norfair's theme, but like, I appreciate this having its own vibe. Brinstar's music, though, in Super Metroid is still really good, though. Now, if I can actually remember where it is specifically, I need to... Oh, wait. Of course, that's right. Gotta go through here, because now I have the gravity suit and I can double jump up this ledge. Perfect. Now then, back to the Gathering Hall. Arboretum. Arboretum access. To the ruined fountain. Okay. Got it. Not much else really to like add to this. More I'm realizing, because it's like it's just item hunting at this point. More missile upgrades, more expansions, more artifacts, just all the stuff. There we go. I mean, just the only other things that are like on my mind lately are just like recent purchases I've made, and like even purchases that I'm contemplating making because of very limited time and opportunity I have to do them. Namely, I got an offer for like ordering a PS5 during a very limited time window sometime tomorrow. I'm very tempted to do it, even though like that time window is mostly like during my work hours. And, like, the earliest chance I'd get to check in on it is, like, minutes before I actually have to leave the apartment and get in my car to go to work. And I think the other part that's stopping me is kind of, like, I'm obviously wanting to get a PS5 just because, like, Stranger of Paradise is, like, the main thing I'm really wanting. And I kind of have accepted the fact that, like, getting the PS5 version is probably, like, my best bet for an enjoyable experience of that. Because the only other reasonable alternative is me trying to, like, get a PC, like, a new desktop. But that's way more expensive, and I'd be having to buy the game on Epic. But, like, the other thing about it, though, for me is, like... I don't know, I'm starting to lose my train of thought, but I guess just the core thing I'm dealing with as part of it is that, like, I kind of wish that the opportunity for me to buy wasn't this early. I was ideally wanting it to be, like, somewhere closer to the end of the month. But that's just not how it is. Yeah, But at the same time, it's like I feel like I have to take the opportunity now, because it's like, who knows if they'll give it to me again to buy it directly from Sony through PlayStation, because, like, fuck trying to deal with other stuff like that, I guess. I don't know, I still might do it anyway, just because it's like, I know I'm still going to be getting, like, some amount of, like, tax refund anyway, just because the the amount I'm able to work kind of makes it that, like, I'm I'm only earning so much that, like, it's like they can't make me like pay any extra money back to the IRS when I file taxes start of next year. So I might just go ahead. I might as well just give it a shot. I think the one thing that will stop me if I try buying a PS4 is to see if they have the digital only version available, the one that's like 400, because I really don't need the disk drive. But I know that, like, from what I recall hearing from, like, with those two SKUs, is that, like, the ones that actually have the disk drive are just generally more in demand overall. So I wonder if, like, Sony's just gonna still have, like, enough, if any, for me to actually want it at that point. Because if I can save $100 and just stick to what I've been doing when it comes to modern consoles in which I just do not bother with physical media and save that only for older stuff, like, fine by me. I can deal with that. All right. I guess I'll know for sure once I get to once it's tomorrow and I look at it. But if I do that, I know for a fact that that's probably going to be like the very last like personal purchase that I make for myself. Because I already made like another personal like purchase that like I'm hoping pays off well for like stream purposes or even just like recreational purposes, because it's a piece of old tech that would be like that hopefully will do what I want it to do for like for the old consoles I'm using it for. Specifically, it's a uses like a third-party like adapter for like Xbox and GameCube. You can plug it into either or of those controller ports, and then from there you can plug in like a PS2 controller. Like something with like that same PS2 port. So, and the reason for why I want to do that is because there are certain games that I've been like off and on playing on my original Xbox that I want to like dig more into, but I can't reasonably bring myself to do that because I just want to like it's not worth it for me unless I have like a arcade stick, because that's what it feels like they're made for. It's primarily to do with Spike Out Battle Street, like the only like home console ports of Spike Out. Well, actually, technically not even a port. It's just an original game in the Spike Out franchise, but at the same time, it does feel more like it exists mainly for the purpose of being like, hey, we can't do anything to like port these arcade games over to console, so we'll just remake them and like sell it as a sequel. We'll just do that. Wait, hold on, I missed something in the training chamber access. Shoot, I was wondering what that was. So yeah, ideally, if that thing comes in and it not only like based on what I had seen, like it seems like a device that clearly works. I'm just not sure if the extent to which it works was primarily tested in regards to like just regular DualShock 2s. Because obviously, like, I know I've tried in the past, like even on PS2, just plugging in the one arcade stick I have into it when it's on a game that's clearly not designed for it, and like it's like I've had inconsistent results in regards to how it handles like the more limited inputs that it has, you know, not having two analog sticks with like a click-in functions, no pressure sensitivity, just A-way directional digital movement and 8 buttons and start and select. But yeah, hopefully that works, because man, I'm just itching to play some Spike Out in any form, which I could admittedly still do with like the Model 3 emulator for Spike Out Final Edition, but I can't stream it because OBS just does not want to recognize like the window for that Model 3 emulator at all. Like if I run it in windowed mode, like the visuals are all garbled and messed up. If I run it full screen, it's fine, but it won't recognize it in full screen whatsoever. It doesn't even recognize it if I use like desktop source, like having it just film the entire desktop and not the specific application. So I'm looking at like that Xbox Spike Out as like my alternative and like best opportunity I could hope for to stream a Spike Out game of any kind for this channel, because Spike Out is awesome. I think I mentioned it offhand, especially more when I was streaming Rent a Hero #1, because it uses that same combat engine, though slightly simplified. Like some of the inputs you don't have like access to all the stuff you have in Spike Out normally, but it's like can't really be stated enough. The just how much it gets right for a 3D beat 'em up, like a 3D a genre that even when it's been in 2D gets a lot of flack from people that say that like it's got no real like depth to it or anything, or nothing satisfying about it, when it's like, no, there absolutely is still some worth to it. It's just like a different mindset compared to the more advanced like character action games that are like a clear evolution of that design ethos. It's like both are. It's still like fundamentally an arcade experience at its core, which is like underappreciated by a lot of parts of the industry, and therefore is like a market that just feels so underserved. It's real frustrating. And in the case of like Spike Out specifically, just how it gets it all so right is like just the feeling and kinesthetics of all of it. And again, like I can't emphasize this part about it enough, but think about it. Spike Out was made like it was one of those arcade projects that was directed like kind of and mainly like spearheaded by Nagoshi, you know, dude who went on to head up Amusement Vision, and then like proceed to be the guy responsible for the Yakuza series. The Yakuza games are known for being 3D beat 'em ups, and yet not even the Yakuza games with beat 'em up combat on a good day, like the good entries like Zero or something like that, even they still do not compare to how Spike Out feels. Like I still had like an appreciation for something like Dynamite Deca, which is another Sega 3D beat 'em up, like their take on the genre, and like it's obviously like more stiff and weird feeling, but it's made up for by the fact that like it relies a lot more on like usage of environmental items, and it's just in general like sells itself more on the idea of just being like a way kookier like pastiche of Die Hard. Spike Out doesn't really have that. If anything, it feels more like it's specifically built as like a concept for this is how you would make something like Streets of Rage in 3D. Like that's what makes it work, just because of how it focuses on the limited buttons and like comes up with really strong like button combinations to maximize on its simplistic inputs to just to allow for like a lot of like easy and quick. Kind of losing my train of thought because again I'm still thinking about like how much I'm just wanting to play Spike Out so bad. It's so good. So many of those Model 3 arcade games are so good. It's still a crying shame that they can't freaking do anything to like port more of those to like newer platforms or make HD versions or whatnot. Like that brief stint of Sega making HD versions of their Model 2 games were like more successful, just because it's just like the complexity of like what they went for in Model 3 was like exponentially a bigger deal. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, Spike Out feels great. I feel like that's like a clear textbook case that people should look at if anyone like tries to bemoan the idea that like a 3D beat 'em up cannot work. like in light of the fact that we've had character action games from Devil May Cry onward that basically like technically evolved the genre. It's like, no, there's still a valid design approach. It's this game, and you fuckers didn't even play it or even know it existed. Granted, the didn't know it existed part, I can kind of understand. It started as like an arcade-only game, and it's still that. The only console version you got was like an Xbox game that came out in 2005. That is like slathered in like early 2000s street punk edge. But because it's done by Sega and DIMP specifically, so not even like being not even doing exactly, it doesn't land on the exact same thing that Final Fight Streetwise does, for instance, and like produces something that's just so hilariously like tone deaf with itself. Instead, it just kind of adds to like the goofiness of Spike Out overall, because like those animations and like the quality of just like how like your moves feel in that game, it works precisely because of how extremely exaggerated it all is. Like, you think about how it is, like, even in the Yakuza games, or Judgment, I guess, now, considering that was, like, the sub-series that they decided to focus on having it be all about the real-time combat. And it's like, yeah, there's still certain exaggerations here or there, but, like, it's not as much as you would hope it would in terms of the, Okay, hold on. Is this a... Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, not... Okay, I was just, briefly remembering what I needed to do in this particular room before I leave it, and that's because there's like a missile expansion somewhere around here. Yep, knew it. And I mean, look at that as well. It's like even from this far of a distance away, you can still tell that something's clearly off because the rain is hitting the invisible platform, and you can clearly see it from like this distance and angle where like the surface of it is largely close to like your center viewpoint. Like that's good. That's good visual design and like subtle signposting right there. Well, hold on. Alright, there we go. Missile expansion. Nice. Now we can just go back to Magmore, because we've not been there in a long, long time. Oh, yeah. Wow, on our way back to Magmore, and we're like only 2 hours in on this, I think. That's pretty solid, I'll give it that. Okay. But I'm looking forward to this because shortly after getting our 4th and final Visor, it's about time we got our 4th and final beam weapon. Twin fires, North Core, geothermal. Yeah. Okay, geothermal core is where we need to go next because we got another environmental traversal puzzle to get through before we can finally get just one of the best hard-hitting weapons the game has. You know? Maybe the ice ultimately still has like more power overall, just to kind of like, because of how they... Oh geez, that is very bright. Just to kind of compensate for the fact that you are like firing a slow projectile, so it should be worth it. But man, Plasma Beam is just so god tier. And look at that! Like, this is even so much faster to go through now because we have these grapple points. Yeah. Okay. Actually, you know, going back again to like the topic of like less so about Spike Out and more just like beat 'em ups in general, especially of like the Sega variety. One thing I've actually been thinking about is that like I really need to like do a serious playthrough of like the Streets of Rage series. Because a while ago, like a friend of mine, when I just offhand mentioned the fact around the time that DLC for Streets of Rage 4 came out, that I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'll probably like get around to that only once I finally find the time to get like the base game itself. And he was like, wait, you don't have Streets of Rage 4 yet? Dude, I'll gift you a copy. And I was like, sure, okay, I could do that. And then, yeah, I got gifted a copy of Streets of Rage 4 that I've still not touched. It's, like, in terms of minutes played, it is still 0. But I think a part of, like, what I'm wanting to do with that, actually, is before even starting Streets of Rage 4 proper, I want to do something like a back-to-back stream of the first 3 Streets of Rage games. Like, win or lose, like, if I, like, beating each of them to the very end isn't the goal, just to kind of see how far along I can get, reasonably so, and then from that point, yeah, like, basically from that point on, I would, like, go, okay, now that that's done, we can go on Streets of Rage 4 proper and get, like, the best appreciation, I feel, for, like, the series evolution, as it were. Because I know, like, everyone's talked a lot about, like, how really fantastic Streets of Rage 4 is. But, like, as someone that, like, hasn't really, like, played them seriously, like, I dabbled around a bit with, like, Streets of Rage 1 and 2 on the, like, the Genesis, like, Ultimate Collection or whatever it was called. The one that I got on Switch. And, like, it was, like, very neat to kind of see those, but, like, I wasn't, like, at the time, not feeling it way too much just because of the, just because of, like, other things on the collection I was wanting to play at the time. Mainly treasure games, because that's what I'm all about, if I'm being honest. But and kind of, trailing off from that, adjacent to, as part of Treasure as well, is that, like, my favorite beat-em-up ever that's in that genre in the classical term is Guardian Heroes. Like, a lot of the stuff it does with, like, it being a lane system instead of the traditional, like, style of belt scrolling. Oh, no! Oh, god damn it! This is what I get for talking so much about Streets of Rage. God damn it. I just need to get back up there, son of a bitch. Okay, there's the platform. Yeah. Oh, come on. How's that not close enough? What the shit, game? Ow. God, that is so weird how, like, it takes a long time for that beam specifically to reach the grapple point. That's weird. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's just like, again, the core idea of, like, what I'm wanting to do with that is, like, I would very much like to get a better, like, understanding of, like, how mechanically those games have evolved to really appreciate just kind of, like, whatever it is that they do specifically in 4 that makes people like say that it is like just one of the absolute best. Like, people saying that it's the best, I have no problem like agreeing with even without having played it myself. I can easily see that. I feel like it's not that hard to kind of imagine like a more polished beat 'em up with that like has those same fundamentals but isn't so focused around like also preserving stuff like that familiar arcade clunk, or like this kind of the stiffness that that some of those old beat 'em ups had. At least from what I even remember of the brief time I had with Streets of Rage 1 and 2 on that collection, was that like the stiffness that like I often associate with the genre didn't even feel like it was nearly as present, if at all. Again, it's been a while. I'll probably know for sure once I revisit them. Then I'll probably get someone like to collab with, just to have on the mic and kind of like see my reactions. Mainly just as like kind of like one excuse to like find reason to get Wrath on stream in a context other than him just being in my chat, just talking about like design stuff, or just like or just talking shit for funsies. You know, like I've been thinking about it. It'd be cool to like just get some of the other people I know, some friends, like on this stream, because so far it's only been Kaboom. And that makes sense because we've obviously like done a lot of like Let's Play commentaries together, so it makes enough sense to kind of transition those skills over to doing it more in a live context. But hey, there we go. We finally got her 4th beam. Oh yeah. And predictably, they changed the door color to red just to highlight. Not particularly long reach, obviously, because it's like a very specific type of solid energy beam. But still really good. Okay, so where next? South Core. Yeah, we just gotta go to Fendrana Drift South, I guess. And we got some flying pirates kind of coming up, so I'm pretty sure we can, we'll definitely get some room to use this beam on them. And hopefully not too far from now, we'll get the ice spreader and the and flamethrower. But yeah, the best part about Plasma Beam is that it's incendiary damage. It burns enemies, and as such does damage over time. That's mainly like one of probably like the major reason for why people I think always point to this as being like the most powerful beam of the game. I feel like in terms of raw damage per shot, it doesn't really count as that. That probably still goes to the ice beam. The thing that makes it feel so powerful for everyone else and why it's effective is because of like that the damage over time effect that it has with burning enemies. Plus, as you saw with like just accumulating like that burn damage from the plasma beam on the flying troopers, it gave them a different set of like death animations that they weren't really able to dive bomb me as like a suicide attack. But yeah, as of this moment, in terms of... Actually, hold on. I'm trying to double check and make sure. Okay. Barring 2 charge combos, this is basically Samus Yeah, 2 charge combos and an extra suit. This is basically Samus more or less at full force in this game. Like, all that's really left to get besides those, like, remaining unique items are obviously all the expansions for missiles and power bombs. And the artifacts. And South Quarantine Tunnel, yep. Quarantine Cave. Oh, yeah. And also, again, I still really love the way they kind of further differentiate, like, just kind of the visual look of each beam. You know, this is normal. This elongates it on the y-axis. This elongates it on the x-axis, so it's wide. And then Plasma Beam, meanwhile, just elongates it, so it's long on the z-axis. That's real nice. We're not dealing with that Sheegoth down there. There we go. More missiles. Let's see. Next. North Quarantine. Yeah. Ruined Courtyard. Courtyard entry. Ice Ruins West. Yeah, that's where we need to go in order to get another Powerbomb expansion. Okay. Yeah, just might as well keep fighting it, because why not? Oh yeah, and also, like, other extra things about, like, the little subtle effects that all these beams have. Like, charging Plasma Beam specifically causes this noticeable red glow along the inside of Samus's visor. That is, I'll admit, that's actually something I didn't realize until just now and felt the need to call out, because I cannot get enough of sucking this game's dick in regards to, like, its attention to detail. It's so strong. There we go. Got it. Yeah, it's certainly at this point feels very useful to use this as like the most efficient option for dealing with the aerial pirates. Where the hell is... Okay. Back to the Ice Ruins. Now let's see. Trying to remember. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now that we got Thermal Beam, we can actually melt this ice proper. Now then, Ruins entrance. Yeah, now to the shoreline. This, I do appreciate getting to be back in this part of Phendrana with, like, this rendition of the song. Because it's got a lot more of a groovy quality when you get to, like, the underground portions where you were, like, en route to the gravity suit. This is just, like, so much more, like, tranquil. Yeah, it just melts things so hard. And it's powerful enough to just destroy those, like, crawling stalactites without even the need for, without the need for missiles. Ah, there it is. Oh yeah, we could still save. Hoping to see just how much more we can get out of here. I might see just how far I can get in Phendrana. And then when the checklist I have basically tells me to move on to the next area for collecting stuff, that's gonna be my stopping point, I guess. That'll be my stopping point for tonight, and then I can save the rest for Wednesday's stream, which will probably make it a shorter one than normal. But I mean, I guess that still works well for me either way. Okay, now to go back to the temple because we got another artifact to collect. Okay. That didn't stop my jump, thank God. There we go. We unfroze the source. We unlocked the way to another item. Another artifact, specifically. Look at that. Only 5 total collected. 7 remain. Okay, I think next is the Ice Ruins East. Ice Ruins access, and that's east. Yeah. Still on track. You know, I had to imagine if someone, like, playing this game wasn't keeping on top of, like, the charge combos that you can pick up in this game, I could totally see how someone would think after a certain point Wave Beam is just completely useless. And it's more like, it by itself is like the weakest in terms of just raw like damage output, but like what makes it valuable in the end is like if you have the Wave Buster. Because if you got that and a whole lot of missiles, like you're set. Just let go, keep any enemies like in your general field of view, and just have God sort it out. Power Beam overall still remains like pretty balanced, and is especially useful just because of the super missiles. Okay, trying to remember because I can hear that low hum. I think it was in here. Or something. God, where am I forgetting? Oh, of course. It was right around there. So now, yeah, I think from this point on, we just need to go back to the Pirate Research Lab here in Phendrana. But yeah. Ultimately, though, it's like, they do what they can to, like, properly balance the beams for different use cases, but I still totally get when people are like, this is just the best beam all around, the plasma. Because it's like, yeah, it's not as fast firing as the power beam, but like speed is comparable to wave. It's definitely faster than the ice beam. The damage per hit is like second highest, but the extra damage over time that you get from burn damage on enemies is like that basically adds to it. That like kind of makes up the difference. The only other thing that I think might end up balancing out Plasma Beam to keep it from being just the most broken thing ever is when you get its charge combo and realize that it has like a major flaw. And that flaw is it has the worst freaking range of any single like charge combo. In not just this game, but I'm pretty sure in both of the games in which charge combos are even a thing for Prime. It's like, I'm pretty sure, like, even in Prime 2, like, as weird and out there as the charge combos get in that, they're still, I feel, way more useful and, like, easier, or just easier to use than the Plasma Beam's charge combo. Because it's like, yeah, sure, it's like, it does have pretty powerful damage output, but that's assuming that you're sticking close to them, which most people probably aren't going to be that close if they're wanting to use like a powerful weapon like this. Okay, where? Oh yeah, that's right, there's that spider ball track, duh. Okay, but that other pirate eventually succumbed to his burn wounds, so we're good. I guess that's, and I guess that's also the other thing that I have to think about. You know, whether or not it really was the right call in the end for Prime 2 to have an ammo system for its additional beam weapons. Because part of me, thinking about it again in a more critical fashion with, like, this game's beam weapons, I really am starting to think that, like, that might have been, like, a quick, possibly sloppy solution they tried to come up with for, like, better balancing. Even though such things, I feel, is so not necessary for it. Okay, so now, if I recall, it's the, yeah, control tower. That's where we need to go. Because that's where we got the next artifact coming up. Oh, yeah. And by the looks of it, as far as, like, this current visit to Phendrana, I think is, like, the last we'll be spending any time in. Yeah, because out of that, I think we have to go back to Magmoor for something. Yeah, go back to Magmoor and, like, go and use that to return to Talon Overworld and all that. And it's like, yeah, I think by that point, that absolutely will be, like, the end for tonight's stream. And we'll continue the rest later on. Right now, all that matters is getting to the control tower for that next artifact. There we go. Just burning everything. I gotta say, I still really appreciate, like, again, just the further, like, details of, like, how these visors kind of read out your information. Like, the thermal visor, like, is all based around, like, this kind of, like, triangular motif, just where everything is, like, built around. And then when you go to X-ray visor, it's like you have, you know, like, everything is built around this circle to the point where it's like, it's where you first notice that they're even, like, putting in some kind of change to how your energy tanks are read out. Like, with the meter, it's, like, more curved as a result. You know, Combat Visor has everything you need. Scan Visor, meanwhile, is more limited because it's for scanning. You don't do combat when you have the Scan Visor out. So all these nice little thoughts that they had. Still, it feels so nice being able to just go through this area like this. Not so much with the power being out that I had to have thermal visor on so much for it. But no, it's just being able to plow through everything on the backtracking thanks to having the plasma beam. Backtracking in and of itself as a concept is not necessarily a bad thing. It's all in how it's used. And unsurprisingly, it is often used very poorly. Metroid, by comparison, does a pretty good job with it. Yeah, we'll just use another save. Why not? We're almost to the control tower. And I don't know what it is about me that I realize every time I mean to switch to the thermal visor, for some reason my brain wants to, like, put it on, like, the right direction of the D-pad instead of down. No idea why it's like that for me. Oh, God. Yeah, that's right. God, I've forgotten just how long the burn effect lasts. And a full charge just, like, incinerates to the point where just, like, every atom of it vaporizes. It's a cool effect, though. Okay. Now, trying to remember. Yeah. Okay, somehow that was enough to make it blow up, I guess. Oh, who cares? Yeah. That's how you knock over this tower. It's another one of those things where, like, again, first time you play it, you know that the artifact or whatever item is around here somewhere, and you're just like, where do you access it? And it's like, you're then expected to go into one of these two, like, upper floors, find something that looks like it could be broken open with, like, a beam or missile, and just go from there. Again, it's just one of those things where you're like, in the moment, initially, you're like, how do you figure that out? But because of just how nuts that feels at the moment, you're like, you know, after that, I kind of can't bring myself to ever forget it again. Oh yeah, that's right. You gotta find the other way out now. Got it. Always love how, like, the wrong beam on a door just ricochets off and can sometimes hit something that you're not expecting it to. It's pretty good. Okay, Aether Lab, Aetherway, entryway, rather. Okay, to Research Lab, Aether. Frost Cave. That is where we need to go. Should be fine. Actually, hold on. I wonder how much I can get away with just running past these. I guess I could try. I'm so powerful that, like, it shouldn't even matter. Okay, pike access, frozen pike. There we go. Thank you for letting me through and not taking a bunch of missiles to the face. Oh yeah, and here we are, back with that more groovy Phendrana Drifts track. Oh! Missed it. God damn it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I completely forgot that that's like a possible death it can have where it just slowly stops moving until like it's just completely dead in place. Yeah. Oh yeah, now that we're in here, we can obviously take advantage of that, of the little glider. Saw a turret blocking the door to my office and pray. Didn't realize it wouldn't shoot me. Well, there's a reason for that. So I take it you're enjoying the game so far? Turned back and made a bridge across the wall over a pit, and that's how I got to my office and avoided fall damage. Hey, for what it's worth, depending on how things may go in the game as you progress, you might still need to keep that. My friend told me I did that for no reason. I told him, yeah, but it looked cool. That's Prey in a nutshell, or I guess just overall, that's arcane games in a nutshell. Wait, hold on. I think the thing I actually need to get is down here. Mm-hmm. Glad you're digging it. Still enjoying my time with Metroid Prime, again, as well. But obviously I'm kind of getting near the end of this stream before just clearing up some stuff to collect in Phendrana. An immersive sim kick is just what I needed. Hell yeah. That's always good to have every now and then. If I can only just remember. Oh wait, hold on a sec. Isn't there something that I'm supposed to drop on it? Yeah, that's right, of course. That's the... If I'm remembering correctly, that's what you're supposed to do with like that glider to grapple across. There we go. Okay, is that enough? Oh, come on. Ah. God, to think I had it right the first time as soon as I walked into this room. Now it's like, yeah, guess what? You gotta trek all the way back to the start of the room and make sure that you get the exact angle you needed again, just so you could like get over that gap the first time. There we go. That's better. Now then, if I can remember. Yes! That's right. Okay. Now we can finally get in there and get our next missile expansion of about... That brings us to... Let's see. Yeah. We're at 209 now, obviously, because I used one missile, but the total count that I should have is 210. That's nice. Okay, then. Upper edge, tunnel. Oh, yeah. It's that stalactite. Just gonna get on top of here. There we go. Bridge. God, both tracks in Phendrana Drifts are still just some of the best this game has. Here we are, Phendrana's Edge. Nice. God bless the plasma beam. There we go. There we go. If I recall, yep, Powerbomb door. Well, not door, it's just the wall. That's kind of how it is. Okay. There we go. That's 7 artifacts already. Nice. Nice. Okay, is it this way? I think it's this, yeah. So I need to find... Yeah, Security Cave. This is where it is. Powerbomb Expansion. And I think all that's left for this visit to Phendrana is another missile expansion and our second to last E-Tank, rather. Nice. Just gotta go all the way to the bottom now. Boy, sure feels nice going back through these underwater tunnels again, where we had to go through them without the gravity suit in order to get the gravity suit. And now we just get to go back and be like, man, how liberating is it that we can just walk through water as if it were normal air. Okay. Let's see. Lake tunnel, gravity chamber. Yeah. It's obviously where we need to go next. Okay. Still coming up close on 3 hours for the time I have to work with on stream, but I'll make it. I feel pretty confident. Well, Plasma Beam still really wrecks those gel saps no matter what. If I recall, it's definitely the thing I need to do in this room for the missile expansion is, I think, Grapple Beam related. It has to. Oh, yep. It was. Grapple and Thermal Beam. Not Thermal. Damn, I keep just getting those two words interchanged, I guess. I don't know, because it's doing fire damage. Ideally, I like, because of that, I would just call it the thermal beam, but no, it's plasma. But I guess when you think about what, like, just any thermal substance or plasma would do, like, in the sort of energy beam context, I guess it's only an academic point. Now then. Next stop, Hunter Cave, access, Frozen Pike. Okay. Got it. Ah. Still wasn't entirely out of range of that. It's a shame. Nope. No time. Let's go. Still, I think at the end of the day, when it comes to gel sap specifically, like, freezing them and then using a missile is just the more ideal. Most everything else, though, just burn them with plasma. Works every time. Now then, okay, which door is it that I need to get to? Oh yeah, it's the topmost to get to transport access. Yeah, and also I guess I'm gonna have to. I'll check. Yeah, there's no other save point around here, so I'll have to. I think there was one like next to the elevator in Magmore once I arrived there, so I could probably use that to save, and I can call it a night. We're definitely. Yeah, even with all the progress we made, I think it's still gonna be like a decent chunk of content we still have left to get through for the final stream on Wednesday. And then hopefully, if my energy and endurance is up for it after getting through an entire work week, then hey, Metroid Prime 2 playthrough can start early on Friday instead of Saturday. Just completely forego the idea of having a buffer of different games in between each entry of the trilogy. No, I'm just gonna do all these back to back. Playing these all again, I'm just reminded again, yeah, these are still so fun. I just want to like go through all of them again right now. Full stop. But we got it. 13 energy tanks. Nice. Okay, back down to Magmore. Okay. Yep, save room directly behind. That's good, just as I thought it was. Okay, so, God, we're getting near the end already. 13 energy tanks, 215 max missiles. I think it's 7 power bombs right now, which means we only have one more that we need to get. Followed by, like, 5 more artifacts, 2 more charge combos, and of course, the obligatory, like, final suit. And we're pretty much going to be all set for, like, the end of the game. With any luck as well, 100% logbook on top of that. That'll be nice. Ugh. Yeah, already I'm definitely feeling the tiredness now as I've reached the end for tonight. Ugh. Well, this was still fun. Thanks for everyone watching. So, yeah. Not much else to say. Just check back in for Wednesday, where I mop up the rest of Metroid Prime 1 and finish the first game of this trilogy. Later.